How is everyone? I hope you are all well. Look, this is kind of a rant. I don't know whether all of my videos are a rant. I hope they're not, but this is going to be a little bit of a rant because, look, had some comments about asking about the boys and what we think about that, and the Benny Keys, the recent leaks that he did of this list, and the accusations. There's numerous questions around Summer's siblings, and look, I don't want to touch on it, and I'll tell you for why. I'll tell you for why. All of these minors around these adults are victims in various ways, shapes, and form. Even Hunter, even though Hunter's now getting older and he can be held accountable for some of his actions, ultimately the people around him crafted him into the young man that he is today. And certainly when you look at Summer's siblings, they have even been more so affected by the things that are around them. So they cannot be held accountable for anything. You know, even if these boys were involved, maybe they had a fight, maybe one of them lashed out, pushed Summer fell, and subsequently were part of that, and the parents hit it up for some reason. I don't know, but the point being, it doesn't matter. That part of it just doesn't matter, because what does matter is the behaviour of the parents around their children. There has to be accountability. There has to be a point where people say, look, you've got children, and when you've got children, you need to act and behave in a certain manner, because certain things that you do and don't do have repercussions that could last them a lifetime. And that's very much what we could potentially be seeing now. And that is that the reactions, actions, lack of actions, lack of many things, and actions in many ways could potentially affect these children for the rest of their lives. And it isn't their fault, and it's not really fair for us to keep uploading things on social media for our own gain by throwing people under the bus. We're seeing too much of it. We're seeing too many people bring people that have little to no relevance for their own gain. You know, we're seeing, and look, again, this is stony ground, but the allegations of Don by Mary, you know, Mary, I hope you get justice. I truly do. I truly do. But I said about coming onto social media, and you know, we're seeing somebody who has, off the back end of that, has got a channel with over 7,000 subscribers, and I believe a book deal in the wings, and it's off the back end of Summer Wells, who they didn't know. They didn't even know existed. And look, I'm not taking anything away from the pain and the suffering that Dom put them through, but it has nothing to do with Summer. Absolutely nothing. People are either in her life and contributed to her well-being, or they were in her life and they contributed to her downfall, or they were just not in her life at all. And we've seen the likes of Jose, who have benefited both. Oh, well, you know how I feel about that. But ultimately, this guy was culpable in her downfall. And we've got Mary, who just didn't have anything to do with her life. We've then got people who have thrown her siblings under the bus for clicks and likes. We've seen people who are getting cash apps and throwing money, you know, requests for money all over the place. Because what? Because they talk about Summer and regurgitate what that person said or that person said. And you don't seem to have any scruples, some of you. Some of you just don't have any scruples. And I'm not going to go name calling, not yet. But I've recently seen a phone call between two certain people. One of them had accused one of releasing some information that directly affected children. And their response was to rebuff that by saying how they did it in another case. And I just think that's what you boil down to. You're over-dramatising things and utilising the downfall of a little girl for your own personal gains. And then when it backfires, you then try and backpedal out of it. But I don't want to be any part of that. You know, we will continue to speculate on this channel. We will continue to answer questions about the case and look into it. And you know, we're going to be looking into Tim Mullen and what exactly Tim is doing in this area. What brought him here, what made him stay, and what made him subsequently start looking into other cases. And we're going to be talking to you about that. But in terms of all this drama around these leaks and the children and all that, not fucking interested. And if you're interested in it, you're not going to find it here. Take care.